Welcome to another edition of Oklahoma History and Film. Welcome, everybody, to Oklahoma History and Film. I am your host, Christopher Gazaway.
And I am the co-host's favorite co-host, Christopher Coldthorne.
Did I sound really serious starting it out there?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a serious subject,
I
so...
was trying to get serious. And do you know why? Because it's a serious subject we got going on today. Ida Red, baby. We are talking about Ida Red, the 2021 John Swab Classic. I say it's a classic because I say so.
It's a modern class. It kind of in some ways should be, because it reminded me a lot of Heat. That's like the first thing that it reminded me of. We have Val Kilmer's spirit watching over us, rest in peace. And yeah, especially, I don't want to skip ahead, but there's a shootout that definitely reminds me of Heat, for sure.
There are plenty of shootouts in this.
Well, there's one at the end that specifically reminds me of Heat, except for it's in Tulsa. I sometimes only know them for their characters, and I've recently been watching the new season of Peacemaker, and I kind of was like, oh, the villain from Peacemaker, Flag Senior, he's one of the villains in this movie, Ida Red.
Oh, nice.
He jumped over, he used the magic ticket, and now he's in this one, causing all kinds of horrible... He's a good heel. He's a good villain, really. He is.
Star-studded cast. We have Josh Hartnett,
Yeah.
who was like, I think every girl I went to high school with was in love with him at some point.
Yeah, because he's the 40 Days a Night movie where he had to be celibate for 40 days.
But did you never watch The Faculty? Because that's what I first saw him in.
Oh, that's right.
You
I almost
were
forgot about it.
referencing the old one. I'm more in tune with The Faculty because that's when I first saw him, and that's when I could kind of see some heartthrobness to him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And the one you're talking about, he's a little older.
I've never actually seen that one. I've just seen the previews. I have seen the vampire one, which is similarly titled 30 Days of Night, with the vampires. He's a cop in Alaska.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. I haven't seen that one.
It's a fun one. That title tells you everything you need to know. It's one of those towns in Alaska where it's dark for 30 days and vampires come out and fight Josh Hartnett. It's nice.
It also stars Frank Grillo. He's
Yes.
he's in everything, and John Swab. Once you learn of John Swab and all of his movies, you will find that Frank Grillo is in basically all of them. Frank Grillo, he has been in. He's also been in Captain America.
Oh yeah, I thought he was. He's been in DC and Marvel. I forgot he was in Marvel.
Man, when I think about it now, I'm like, damn. That would have been really cool. I wish I would have known things about movies in Oklahoma back when this was going on. I would have tried to do like everything I could to get on that set.
Yeah, this is pretty recent. My mom watched it a little bit with me last night, and she was surprised that it had just come out. She's like, "Oh, this looks really nice."
They also have like Melissa Leo, who I think she's like an Oscar winner or something. I don't know, she's a big deal. William of Forsythe, is that how you say that last name, Forsythe? Or
I think so.
But I recognize him from this old like Steven Seagal movie where he was like a totally unhinged character in that, and so it's kind of funny to see him as a straight like hard ass cop in this one. Anyway,
When I also noticed from the Daredevil show, Daredevil's girlfriend. Karen Page,
Deborah Ann Wall.
Yeah. She's great in this too. She's the one guy's sister in this, I believe.
Absolutely, Jeannie Collier. So the Ida Red, the film opens up with what appears to be just a standard routine traffic stop with a big rig, and the cops, they like pull over two truckers. Josh Hartnett, he's playing the cop. He says it's just protocol. He just wants to see what the trucker has in the back.
Just let me see your papers. Just open up real quick. No big deal.
Yeah, if you got nothing, if you got nothing to hide, there's nothing wrong. You know?
Yeah.
So.
And also keep your hands exactly where I can see them, or I'm gonna blow a hole in you.
He seemed very perturbed by the whole thing. The trucker did. He's like, I'm already running late. Josh Hartnett's like, oh, it's just protocol. So it shows Danny Boy O'Connor. He's another. He's a cameo, special guest. He's the guy that cracks the trucker in the back of the head. Before I skip ahead a little bit.
Cool.
He's a part of the gang, and Danny Boy is famous from being in House of Pain.
Oh, okay, nice.
Jump around, jump up, and get down. Jump.
Yeah.
Yes, the Irish rappers. And
Who's the man? That's my favorite one they do.
oh, and
Who's the man with the master
he
plan?
also another house that he owns, the Outsiders House
Really?
Museum, Danny Boy O'Connor, here in Tulsa.
Nice. I did
So
not know that. That's really cool.
it's kind
It's
of a
kind of weird, but yeah, it's really neat.
it's just a little
Totally random.
fun fact.
Nice.
And so it shows Hartnett. His character's name is Wyatt. He's searching through the truck. Everything's good except he's like, hey, everything's good. We just didn't find this one item on the checklist. And so he goes to show the trucker, and the trucker looks down and bam, gets cracked right in the back of the head by a Danny boy.
Yeah.
And the other guard is the guard up front's watching the other trucker, but like that guard's like super skittish. He's like, "What the fuck are you looking at? Keep your head,
Yeah.
keep your head forward. Don't look at me. Don't look at me." And then next thing we hear, like a gunshot off. And I mean, well, I got ahead of myself. The skittish guy was like telling Wyatt, "Yo, this guy keeps looking at me," and Wyatt's just like, "Bro, just calm down, keep it cool." I feel like they've done this before,
Yeah.
but I don't know. They may have hired this guy. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to save money, but this is what happens when you try to save money during a heist.
Yeah.
You get these risky guys that like throw everything. They throw a wrench in your plan and
Loose
it goes
cannons.
back. Yeah, you can't afford a loose cannon
Yeah.
on an operation like this.
Mr. Pink might just start shooting civilians and just ruins the whole heist.
Anyway, so yeah, we hear the gun go off. There's one trucker. He's trying to take off running, and I believe I can't remember who it was, but I know it was Danny Boy's character. He shoots the trucker right in the head before he could get away. So we cut back to, or now we cut to Wyatt visiting Ida in prison. He's filling her in on how the job went, and she apparently kind of knew.
Yeah, so she's like a kingpin or a queen pin, right, in this area, and she's been caught, but she's still running stuff behind bars of a woman's prison. So Oklahoma notoriously has a lot of women in prison, so that's very accurate to Oklahoma. So they'll notoriously take the rap for their husbands,
You hear that,
which is
man?
crazy.
If you want to get a wife, come to Oklahoma.
Yeah, they
They're
will.
loyal.
So loyal. They will do time for you. That's accurate. So
I'd have mentioned in prison, we never want to hurt anyone. Man, she's an evil lady. I noticed that, like, there's a lot with this woman. There's a lot of like passing the blame off. Like
Yeah.
she just doesn't accept that she's a bad person. She asks Wyatt, "How's his sister? How's Darla?" He tells them they're all doing okay. Blah blah blah. They touch hands through the glass. It seems like a nice thing that they do all the time. Then we cut back to Wyatt. He's pulling up to his sister's house. There's a birthday party going on for, I believe, her husband, Bodie. He's a cop, by the way. The Wyatt's sister. Yeah. So what the f***'s up with that? Like you're in a crime family and you marry a cop. Like that just seems so off. Like there's something about that bugs me. If it was my family.
yeah, and it's so man, it's really accurate to Oklahoma the way that people are dressed. It's like a little, it's kind of subtle. And there's also a scene I think right around where we're at right now, telling the story where Josh Hartnett's inside this house, and it's really subtle. But who made this is just fantastic for this. There's a cabinet. And it's just a little bit crooked, and he goes to shut the cabinet, and it pops back open. It's like, that is incredibly accurate to Oklahoma. None of our cabinets or doors fit right.
I because like the person that works in film in me wants to like give that all credit to like set decorators and all that, but part of that's just like real Oklahoma stuff.
They just left it in. That's what
Yeah.
happened. No, it was great though. No, it just I marked out a lot for all the really beautiful shots of Tulsa specifically, and it just had a really cool, that Oklahoma depressive, grimy feel.
Well, to me, it felt like it didn't feel one thing like a small. On any scale, did this movie feel like a super indie, small scale movie? To me,
No, I'm glad you mentioned that actually, because I had that in my notes that like I saw this online and it was right along with, like, there was nothing to indicate that it was a smaller movie at all. Like the trailer, the poster, the filming of the movie. Like to me, I mean, I know it's a, smaller, more indie thing, but as a fan, just going in watching it cold, it seemed like a regular blockbuster type to me. I thought it was cool.
So that's probably just that's a shout out to you, John Swab. Hats off to you for what you do with what you got.
Yeah, it came out really well. It looked just exactly like any other movie. I wouldn't have known, and I don't think regular fans would.
So Wyatt's at his sister's house. They're having that birthday party. We briefly meet Darla, uh, which is Wyatt's niece, apparently. And Wyatt asks Jeannie how Darla is. He's like, oh, she's always getting in trouble. And they kind of mention their dad in passing, but never in a good light. Wyatt asks Jeannie to go see mom, go see Ida. But Jeannie quickly changes the subject, and Wyatt's like, all right, I'm gonna take a beer out to Bodie as a peace offering. He goes out there. He meets Special Agent FBI Lawrence Twilly, and Bodie. He gives him the beer, and I clocked this, but did you see that Lawrence did not shake Wyatt's hand whenever he first meets him?
Yeah, I did notice that, and
What the
it's like,
fuck's up with that? If anybody does, like, if you disrespect me like that on our first meeting, we're probably gonna have words right then and there. I don't know.
yeah, unless the only acceptable like excuse for not shaking hands really in that situation is like, I don't know, oh man, I've just been sick,
You
or something like that.
got the COVID, something.
Yeah. Oh man, my hand. I need to wash my hand first, brother. Something like that.
And Wyatt and Darla are talking over on the table. She's like, "Oh, I want to work. I want to work at your shop or whatever." And he's like, "Oh, you're too young."
I think she said she's 16 or turning 16.
Old enough to work anyway. Uh, but he's like, all right, this summer, I'll give you a job and I'll make sure you hate it. Her dad Bodie walks up and he's like, I'm gonna give her a job, and he seems real thrilled about that idea. He's like, yeah, I got a job for you. How about you clean up all this shit and get away from this dude? Next, we have Bodie. Bodie and Lawrence are visiting with Wyatt at his place of business, which is a car lot, apparently.
Yeah.
Bodie questions Wyatt about the pharmacy truck that got hit on its way to OKC. Do you have anything to say about this scene? Because I have one thing that was bothering me.
Well, no, I don't, because I don't know exactly what you mean by the
Well, what bothered me about this scene, it's a technical aspect. Something about there was the green screen, like the way they green screen in his office, the window behind him. It's like just have a scene in an office without a window if we're gonna have. That's how bad the green screen, and it was very distracting. It was distracting the shit out of me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Took me out, and it bothered me.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about now, because that, in contrast to, like, for instance, the I don't want to jump ahead, but the ending scene, there's a gunplay inside a downtown Tulsa high rise, and it's real. You can see outside and everything. It was really beautiful.
Yeah.
So that shot, in contrast to the shot you're talking about, yeah, it's really kind of jarring.
Frustrating.
Takes you out a little bit. Yeah.
But other than me being a dick about things,
Well, yeah. I mean, I couldn't do it any better for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, as a fan, just watching it blind, which I think is kind of the best way.
Listen,
to
if
do
we don't,
this.
if we don't critique these things, then AI is going to take your job, and they're going to do it right on the first try, and just don't get me started on that. But Lawrence informs Wyatt, he's like, two of those truckers that were killed were federal employees, and the pills that got stolen, that's government property. Bodie asks Wyatt, do you and Dolly have alibis for Tuesday night? And Wyatt's like, you know what are you, a reporter? Fuck off. Like, he basically tells him, where to stick it, and to piss off, basically. We cut to Wyatt. He's meeting with Dally in a gay porn theater. There's a Rocky Harjo cameo. He's the guy that takes the ticket. Rocky Harjo is famous from, well, he's Sterling Harjo's brother.
Oh, cool.
And he's an awesome dude, so...
He was the ticket taker, did you say?
Yeah, he works in locations, too, so that's
cool.
something, too. And the movie that was being played was called Straight Bait, which I don't know if there was a lot of straight things going on in the movie, but
So I want to mention really quick something that happened. I mentioned earlier that my mother watched this movie with me, and I'm sure other people can relate. But you put on a movie, and your parents walk in, and it's at a certain spot. When my mother came in to watch the film with me, was this gay porn theater scene, and we had a short conversation about the like how could you go to a porn theater and enjoy yourself, but this guy's
She
character
was
is
like, and
like a
then
hitman, so
when two men love each other.
no, but it was very funny that of all scenes that's the one she came in on, but it's purposely, I guess, made to make you kind of sort of feel awkward, like why would you be conducting, like talking to in the
Yeah.
porn theater, like that's gotta like be a power move just to make the other guy uncomfortable.
Or it's like if somebody's watching us right now, then ha, that makes you gay for watching us or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. Strange meeting place, but fair enough anyway. One of the quotes was, your daddy used to say to me, "You can't fuck with a man who takes it up the ass with a smile on his face."
Wise words.
Wyatt tells Dallas that one of the guards is hanging on to his life at St. Mary's ICU. So Dallas is like, well, what'd your mom say about it? And he's like, well, she said we gotta clean it up. And Wyatt, he's like, all right, I'll do it. No problem.
No problem. Just kill some people or whatever. No
He's
big
like, why
deal.
don't you come? Why don't you come down from that cross? Because we need the wood. That's what he told Wyatt. We cut to Dallas. He he goes down to old St. Mary's ICU. Strolls right in with his. He couldn't have looked more conspicuous. He's wearing a cowboy hat with fishnet shirt.
Oh yeah, the fishnet shirt. Yeah.
Like I don't know who works down at St. Mary's, but get your shit together, all right? Because this guy just rolls right in, smothers dude to death with a pillow, and cuts out. That's it.
Yeah, he didn't care about like they do an autopsy and find like fibers. No big deal. Just, he's living out loud. This guy. I gotta say, like everyone was great in this movie. They honestly were, but he was the MVP for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Because we're getting to like one of his like shining moments. The next scene is like Dallas. He knocks on the Big Bird, Danny Boy's character. He knocks on the door. Danny Boy answers, and Dallas is like, "Hey, is your brother home?" He's like, "Yes," and he's like, "Boom!" Domes him right in the head.
Yeah.
Shot. Boom. Kills him. Danny Boy is out of here, and so Dallas goes through the house, and he's searching for the younger brother Jason, who had apparently already heard something, and he's already outside hiding in the bushes,
Yeah.
out on the side. And he left his woman in there,
Well,
who's crouched down on the kitchen floor with like a deer in the headlights.
She's got to know if she's at this place. If you hear gunshots, you got to get out on your own. I can't be saving you, woman. You got to run too. That's her. That's on her. That's not on
It's
him.
always the woman's fault, right?
He had a good spot. She didn't have. She was in front of the fridge, just like. I guess she thought maybe his visual acuity is based on movement, like a T-Rex. She was just, it's a great scene. And keep in mind also, he's wearing that fishnet shirt, and he's all like
Yeah.
crazy tweaked out, like dancing with a gun and shit. This guy.
And the dance moves really drove it home for me. Like that's like what sold it as like legit crazy for
Yeah.
me. And Frank Grillo killed it because he like really leans into it. That was one of his best moments, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, Flag Senior he's a
And the
creep
song that
in
was
this.
playing was like promises, promises.
Is that George Michael? I didn't Shazam the
God,
song.
I can't remember, but yeah, like the music choices in this were great, and that part and another one in particular.
Oh
later,
yeah,
but,
no,
yeah.
for sure. That one is.
The,
That one's different. That one I did not expect. Oh my
oh
god.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyway, we'll get
But
to it. But
yeah,
it's very creative.
Dallas, he finds the woman, dances on her, all creepy, and
Sort of puts his crotch in her face, and the way they shoot it, like, because again, I was watching it with my mother. This is perfect for mother and son, and it makes you feel extra uncomfortable because it looks like he's making her kind of go down on him or whatever. But then they pull back, and no, he's just being
Yeah.
extra creepy. It would ironically be less creepy if he just did that. He's a grade A creep. Hats off.
Yes, hats off indeed. She looked confused and mortified. He takes his hat off her head, puts it back on him, and boom, shoots her. You see Jason, like he heard the shot. He knew she got killed too. He
Yeah.
probably didn't seem to mind. The next scene, Bodhi is filling in Lawrence in on who Ida Red is, and Bodhi, by the way, he knows that Wyatt is his sister's brother, and like so Bodhi has the choice. Like he could be a cool cop and just look the other way, but he's got to be a dick and like tell a special agent in the FBI about his whole fucking family. Like Bodhi kind of sells them out. I know he's the good guy or whatever, but like if we're just looking at things outside looking in,
Yeah.
and like from both sides, Bodhi's
Good
kind of
people
a
on both
dick.
sides.
Yeah, yeah, good people on both sides. Bodhi's a dick, all right, for selling out his family, but he's telling Lawrence, he's like, look, Ida Red, she's kind of like the Jimmy Hoffa type. She unionized all the crews together and blah blah blah. And
Yeah.
so Lawrence is like, well, what went wrong? And he's like, well, this bank job gone bad, led to the death of Ida's husband, James Walker. And officers on the scene had said that James was giving cover to someone, most likely Dallas.
Mm.
And then Lawrence asked, "Well, how'd you get involved in all of this?" And Bodhi's like, "I fell in love."
Mm.
Well, what's your wife think about all this? She knows the man she married. Yeah, a fucking snitch.
Yeah. I gotta say one thing. It's great seeing how it's very progressive and very feminist that the kingpin lady is a powerful, strong woman. You know, you go queen.
She's kind of also at the same time a sickly dying woman too.
I thought she was kind of cool,
No,
honestly.
but yeah, I did
That
like
was my
it.
vibe from her. Like, yeah, she's weird,
She
she's a
had
bad person, but she was cool.
dark eyes. But anyway,
She reminded
we
me of my mom a little bit.
we get a nice sunset shot. The railroads and a good shot of the Tulsa skyline are part of it.
Oh yeah,
Wyatt's downtown. He's in downtown Tulsa, clearly, because we see the buildings.
we
He's
see the
talking to his
BOK.
lawyer.
We see the BOK Center and other famous buildings, also called the Bach Center here in Tulsa.
He goes to see his lawyer, who's played by Mark Boone Jr.,
Oh God.
named Benny. He asks him, I mean, he kind of demands it really, a list of the names on the parole board. And I guess, I mean, it doesn't show it, but I think it's implied that Benny does cave to it reluctantly. He knows that Ida doesn't want Wyatt to be carrying this around, but, whatever. He's
Yeah.
still going to do it. We cut to Bodhi picking up his daughter from school, and she's apparently been caught drinking, so that's cool. Bodhi gets a call on the radio that they found a body. So naturally, he doesn't drop his daughter off. He just goes straight to the body,
Well,
like the
yeah,
dead body. You take your daughter to a crime scene.
yeah. Take your daughter to crime scene day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Daddy, where's the chalk? Outline me.
we find out it's they're going to Dallas's mess that he just left of Danny Boy and the chick in the kitchen. But he leaves his daughter in the cruiser, so naturally she starts fishing through files on the dash. She comes across her grandma's picture, Ida, and a file, and she sees Wyatt's photo as well. So inside, Lawrence and Bodhi are discussing what happened at this crime scene. They go through a couple scenarios, but Bodhi said that the big guy, he's a mean son of a bitch, so it's possible he pissed somebody off bad enough to do this, but he's also stupid and he can't chew bubblegum and walk at the same time. So who knows? Lawrence says it looks like the little brother got scared and ran across the field, so they put out an APB on the little brother.
I noticed that the one cop at the crime scene is not wearing any kind of gloves, which seems gross.
I feel like that's going to implicate him on some things. So you'll be like, why is your prints all over this place? Whoa, whoa,
Where
whoa.
were you the night in question? It's like I was at
Well,
work. But no,
No,
they should wear gloves. But whatever. Just shows. I thought that was kind of a nice touch. Shows a little bit of his. I don't give a f attitude.
we cut to Jeannie giving Darla the business about drinking at school. And, she like eventually Darla just gets tired of hearing her mom and runs out of the house. They don't try to stop her or anything.
Yeah, I mean it's
we
Oklahoma, so just let her go tie a couple off, and she'll come back in better mood.
And, that's basically what happens. We
Yeah,
cut to her. She's sitting outside a store by herself, cigarettes in hand. Some dude pulls up in his douchebaggy car.
so perfect for Oklahoma. Like I've seen, this is what they do. They just kind of hang out. These like in chain smoke. Yeah, this guy was whoever casted this dude was perfect. He was such a good scumbag.
He sees Darla outside, and, they kind of do the, hey, don't I know you? Oh, yeah, we went to school together or whatever. Uh, he asks her if she has a fake ID, and she's like, no. He's like, oh, that's too bad. Guess I'll see you around.
Mm,
Like, first of all, she's way out of his league anyway, and
yeah.
for him to be talking to her like that is a little crazy, but whatever. I'll go with it. She yells, hey, wait, what kind of beer do you like? And so it cuts to them going inside the store. The dude's like asking the clerk for cigarettes, and he's like trying to make things difficult. He's like, no, the one way down there, way down there. And like
Yeah.
Darla's in there stealing beer. And I noticed, because I paused it, the beer she grabs is like a Coop 8. It's like a local Oklahoma beer, but it's a special type of douchebaggery IPA type of beer. So
Nice.
that put like an extra layer of douchebagness on top of this asshole Pete. So
Yeah,
it's just something I noticed.
I didn't reckon. Yeah, I didn't reckon. I'm glad you mentioned it because I didn't recognize what it was because I assumed they were just going to grab Pabst or something.
There cuts them drinking back into the car. The douchebag saying stuff like, "Oh, girl, you're crazy, but crazy's good. I like crazy." He asks, "You want to go get some food?" She's like, "Sure." We cut to Dallas. We see Dallas meeting up with Wyatt at a restaurant. Dallas tells Wyatt that the little bird got away. Wyatt's a little pissed about that, but Dallas tells him, relax, we'll find him. He asks if he's on his period, like any bad guy in a movie asks another dude.
Yeah.
What are you on your period, man? Wyatt tells Dallas his mom is getting worse. That's why he's so down and bummed. She doesn't have long. Dallas is hurt for him. You can tell because they're brothers, right? Or it's implied.
I
I don't
think. Yeah, I
really.
think they are. I mean, that makes the most sense.
He like asked what he's gonna do about it basically, and Wyatt said he's gonna get her out of there basically, and Dallas was just like, sounds good. That's when
They really like them.
yeah, no, for real. That's when Darla and douchebag Pete walk in, and Pete introduces himself to Wyatt, like a good boy. Darla introduces her uncles to him, and Dallas kind of gives him that creepy stare off. He's like, "Sit down."
I noticed how fast scumbag Pete he like code switched when he was around the dad. He was like, "Yes, sir." I mean,
Oh, I
I
know. He
thought that was a
played
really
it
nice touch.
played it so perfect, and like he introduces himself first. He
Yeah,
doesn't like wait to he's on the ball. Like
yeah.
he's
See, if I was the dad, I'd be like, "That's extra suspicious."
yeah,
You
you're
were
being a little too perfect for
Yeah.
my liking. He gets them to sit down, and he's like, "Let me buy a meal for you guys." They agree to sit down for a meal. It's apparent Dallas has been telling this story, and he's like, "Oh yeah, and that's the worst ass whipping I ever had was the one from your grandma or whatever." And then
Mhm.
so he says, "Yes, that's what I was getting to you at." When they're sitting and telling this
Oh
story
yeah,
at the
yeah.
restaurant, Dallas tells this story to Darla, and he says, "Your grandma gave me the worst ass whooping I've ever had to this day." And like Darla says, "My mom did that to Dallas," and he says, "Your mom did that." And you can see on Wyatt's face, he was kind of like, "Oh shit," and he changes the subject really quick because Dallas was like, she loved me. She loved me, right? So it was really weird. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know if Dallas and Ida hooked up and had Darla, and Bodie is not the real father, or what? Or no. Dallas hooked up with Jeannie, the sister, and so Dallas is the real father of Darla.
See, I thought I was just high and didn't. I was missing something or something. I'm glad you kind of pointed
No,
that out.
this part I was really, it threw me for a loop.
Yeah. Well, that's actually kind of cool. That makes kind of like a little extra layer. Like, well, why is it? Why is it different?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And he was like, "That's why your name is Darla, because it was the closest chick name to Dallas."
Darla Dallas. It doesn't seem that close at all.
And you know why he seems uncomfortable. He asked Pete where he's from. I love that Pete says he's from Bristow because that's like around my old stomping grounds.
Yeah.
I'm from, or I graduated from a town called Deepew. Unless you're not from there, you'll call it Dupew. Anyway, Bristow's 7 miles from there, and douchebag Pete, he's the assistant manager at a Lottaburger in Bristow. The uncles leave, and that is Pete's cue to start macking hardcore on Darla. And even like when she goes to the bathroom, he like meets her back there,
Yeah.
kind of corners her. She even says like, "Oh, are you cornering me back here?" He's like, "Yeah." And then they go in the bathroom. Some implied premarital teenage sex happens,
Yeah.
and
Some
Darla
kind of
goes home. She seems happy.
yeah.
Cut to Little Bird having his tweak moment in a convenience store, looking hella frantic and scared.
Oh yeah.
He robs the clerk at gunpoint, and then some poor guy coming out of the bathroom, still drying his hands on his shirt, just gets shot for no reason.
Yeah. And did you notice? Because they did a close up of his tattoos, it looked like runic language symbols on his knuckles. I don't know if that's like a white
Yeah.
supremacist thing or something, but it was a really cool touch.
He shoots the guy coming out of the bathroom, and then he shoots the clerk, I guess because you can't have witnesses, right?
Right, but isn't there pretty much nowadays? There's
Cameras
everywhere. Cameras are real cheap, so
Yeah,
I mean,
I feel like he just killed that guy because he wanted to kill somebody, right? Is that what you're getting at?
I think so. I think he was just kind of crazy and mean.
Next up, we cut to Stuart Prince, who's the lawyer on TV. He is played by my friend Ben Hall. I worked on a couple of movies with Ben. He's a terrific person, just a very funny guy, and just a hell of an actor. I really like the dude.
He was really cool in this. That's cool. You know him. Nice.
He's walking to his car and he's approached by Wyatt, and Wyatt's like, "Hey, don't I know you? You're the lawyer guy from TV, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's right, Stuart Prince or whatever." And he's like, "Hey, I got a question for you." And the trunk pops open, and they show Dallas in the car of the car that the trunk pops open, and Wyatt says, "Do you have any or do you do DUIs?" And then smack, it's implied, they kidnapped the guy, put him in the trunk. Then the next scene,
Horrifying.
yeah, the next scene, like they're in a big open field. There's a bag over poor Stewart's head.
So yeah, so listen, this is one of my favorite scenes in the movie. So let me tell the listeners like my shock and awe of this scene. Why it's so great is because you assume the guy's zip tied in the trunk, so you assume they're going to torture this guy or they're going to kill him or something. They do sort of torture him, but it's more of like a mental torture. They give him money, and he's like, "Open your hands, open your hands." And he takes,
Palms up.
yeah, oh my God, I've never seen this in a movie. So you're like interrogating, torturing a guy, but you give him money, and you're like, well, basically, you can either die or you can take this money and do what we say.
And it's a mind because he pulls the mask off,
Yeah.
and he sees your face.
Oh,
but he's got the money in his hands.
Yeah. The showing your face to people, he does that a couple of times.
Yeah.
This guy, like, I don't want to jump ahead, but he does that later, and it's horrifying. It's really a great villain moment. Like if I ever went crazy, that's that would be a great thing to do. Hilarious.
Anyway, they put $100,000 in Stewart's hands, and Dallas says a man will do anything to protect his family, and Stewart kind of nods in agreement.
So what do you personally? I don't mean to derail you, but like, what do? You're this guy. You're zip tied. This Rick Flag Senior and this other guy they're gonna either kill you or give you money. What is your next step? Because I know what mine is. Yes, sir, man. This is great. Actually, this might be too much, man.
Yeah,
half this back. This won't even fit in my pocket, bro. Whatever you want, it's cool. Don't even stress.
I'm definitely not gonna can negotiate with them right
Not at
there.
all. Absolutely
I'm
not.
I'm happy.
I'm good. This is pennies from heaven, brother. Whatever you want, I will do it.
Yeah, I think the guy made the right call in the moment
I
for
like being
sure.
alive. I like being alive. Yeah.
The camera pans out too. After Dallas is like, tells Stu, "We're sorry, you're gonna have to find your own ride home." Which, hey, that's fine, guys. That's
Cool.
fine.
I'll
I
walk.
mean, it
Yep.
is kind of maybe take him out there. You're not gonna give him a ride home at
Hey, you
least,
know
but
what? Yeah, I
you
can
know what?
enjoy the fresh air. You know.
I'm
Cool.
sure. I'm sure he will enjoy the walk. I'll have a lot of clarity
I
or
gotta get my
something.
steps in. I've been slacking off. I hadn't been getting them, so I'll definitely get them. That's cool.
But
Thanks.
the way the camera panned out from this shot, and you find out like there, you can see the Tulsa skyline in the background, and I'm familiar with that area, to me, it just looks like they're like in broad daylight, out in this open field, out in the open, like any passerby could see them
Dude, I
easily.
had that exact same thought because I was wondering this great scene. I was wondering why this scene didn't happen at night, and then I had the thought, well, maybe it's like lighting's real expensive at night, so they just no. It's in the daylight because these guys are so brazen. They do not
Yeah,
care. They really do not care. Someone could be driving by. Great,
yeah.
cool. A whole family full of
That
people. Who
probably
cares?
gets them off a little more, who
Yeah.
knows? The next scene, Wyatt is picking Darla up, and Jeannie says, "Don't keep her out long because she's grounded." And then she's like, "Oh, but before you guys go, where are you going?" He's like, "Oh, to the mall to get some food. Just go spend some time with Bodhi. Your daughter's grounded, and you're gonna take her to the mall and go out to get some food." First of all, I don't think you know what grounded means. Second of all, your brother's like being watched by your husband. Never mind.
And third of
Screw
all,
it.
what mall are you taking him to? All the malls are pretty much dead here
Yeah, we
in
like
Oklahoma.
Promenade is. Have you seen that thing? That thing is closed.
One of
Maybe
them's like a
Woodland.
call center, I think now.
Yeah, definitely. It wasn't Eastland. We know that. Anyway, apparently it's Father's Day, and that's why he's like, "Oh, go spend time with Bodhi." Wyatt and Darla are at the cemetery smoking cigarettes. I guess they're at or his father's grave, her grandpa or
And
whatever.
I did like that scene where he's like, "So you're smoking cigarettes now?" But it's like, you're a child, you shouldn't be smoking, but it's fine. So that's very Oklahoma, also very on
It's on
brand.
brand. Wyatt says to her, "Your grandfather died," or he says, "When your grandfather died, your mom got really upset with your grandma, and they haven't talked since." Because Darla was asking, what's the deal with mom and grandma, and so he was just trying to fill her in on it. Darla says she knows Wyatt robs people, but she wants to know why. He gives her, the bullshit excuse like, "Oh, back in the day, like when his dad got home from the army or something,
Yeah,
they didn't have jobs." It was just some bullshit excuse that basically it's in their blood.
he should have just said the only answer that's acceptable to that is money, money,
Yeah,
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 money,
money,
money.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Because I don't know what. Because realistically, what else do you say? Like, I like it. It's fun. I mean, no,
I
it's
mean,
for money.
you don't bullshit a 16-year-old. Come on, that's what
Yeah,
high school's for.
yeah.
She asks what grandma's like, so he takes her to the jail to meet her for the first time.
I thought this was a cool moment because I thought they kind of looked alike.
I did, yeah. I really got that too from it,
Yeah,
and we sort of do find that out.
yeah. It was almost it to me. It was sort of like a scenes in a time travel movie where the younger and older. It just kind of like for a second, but with the glass, it was like like she was looking at her younger self in a way. That's the vibe I got. I thought it was really cool.
Before Ida meets Darla, she talks to Wyatt, and he finds out that she doesn't have much longer to live. And he tells her, "I'm gonna get you paroled and get you the best doctors money can buy." And she said, "I'm not going to any doctors." And he's like, "All right. Well, how long do you have?" And she's saying, "Just don't let me die in here."
Yeah,
And he promises her, "I'm not gonna let you die in here." Ida says, "Something serious has come up." Um, I guess they were only playing before, by the way. She says, "He'll have to make some difficult choices, but if he's smart, he won't ever have to do this again." She claims, "Your father and I never wanted this for you, but you're too much alike. You would have done it anyway." That part pissed me off. It's like she was giving herself an excuse,
yeah.
like, to be a piece of shit mom. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that bugged me. I was like, oh, like she couldn't even apologize. In her apology, she gave herself an out, and
Yeah.
she does it later again. And I mean, it's perfect, beautiful for the character, but
Yeah.
ooh, got to me.
Yeah, she was a great character in the sense that she was, it's like that's cruel.
Terrible person.
Yeah, terrible. And
She,
very on brand also for Oklahoma people.
yeah,
So,
we got to keep it real. Um, oh yeah, she holds her hand up to the glass and it says Zion, and Wyatt covers it with his hand, and she's like, "They know you're coming. Take your uncle with you." Like when that part happened, that gave me chills almost. I was like, "What the fuck is this? Like, what is Zion? And what the hell? This scares me." And you know, Wyatt then introduces Darla. Ida has this really big smile on her face, and she's just like, "I want to know everything about you."
mm,
And you can see Darla's kind of like a little bit put off by it because she's like, "Yeah, yeah, hi," but it's like something happened, some unspoken thing happened between them right then and there. We cut to Little Bird being interrogated by Bodie and Lawrence. And once he realizes he's dead either way, he starts singing like a canary, implicating Dallas and Wyatt, and saying Ida is the real problem. If you want to really like do something effective, you got to take Ida down. And next we see Dallas looking for the little Jason. Yeah, he went to that one dude's house, the guy that answers the door, and he's like, it smells so bad on the inside, he doesn't even want to go in there.
yeah.
He's like, hell no, I don't want to go in. It stinks in there. Anyway, but he like Dallas is such a good liar that he's like, hey, does his older brother know about this? Because he killed the older brother, and it had me when I was taking notes feeling like I'm high out of my mind, and like that's how good
Yeah,
of a
did I
liar
miss
he
that?
was. Yeah.
I loved a really subtle thing he does. I'm pretty sure, unless I have this wrong. The guy comes to the door, this slovenly, gross looking dude, and he's like, "Man, you been working out, brother?" Like,
Yes, he says.
it's just the kind of like weird, kind of creepy. Like I haven't been working out. Why are you saying that? It's just, yeah, that's great.
But he does find out from this guy that the little Jason, I keep calling him the little bird. He got taken in for doing the convenience store robbery, and then we cut back to that interrogation room that he's
Jesus,
in, and yeah,
talk about creative.
like I can't remember the music choice, the song,
Oh right, yeah, it's some other kind of like '80s
and oh
pop almost thing.
yeah, it was a pop song, and then he's like starting to rig up um, out in the open, apparently, like in this interrogation room that nobody's watching.
He
He like
must have
starts.
thought of this.
He's
How do you go on Reddit or something and find like how do you figure that out with like a red shoestring?
he starts unlacing his boot, and he rigs it through this little loop, almost meant. I think it's really meant for handcuffs, but
Oh yeah,
it
because
was like it was meant for this.
that's right, because he tells them you got my smokes, and they unhandcuff him for that. Which
Yeah.
I noticed. One thing I thought was weird. I was like, why are they unhandcuffing him? He had enough slack; he could still light a smoke and
Yeah, that
puff.
was weird because it was. I think it was just part of like his little deal he struck with him was I
Yeah,
want some cigarettes and to be unhandcuffed
yeah.
and left alone in a room.
Can you
Maybe.
imagine you're the cop? Like if that really happened, you're the cop. Like, all right, scumbag. Now you're gonna. Oh my God! How
Yeah.
did you even?
Anyway, the dude, needless to say, he figures out a way to hang himself with his boot string.
Like under a desk.
Yeah, with the happiest music in the world playing in the background.
Because you're thinking the way he would have to lean forward
Uh huh.
without all of his weight at first, otherwise the shoestring might break. So
Anyway, it cuts to Dallas and Wyatt. They're in Dallas's car. They pull up to this place. They park. Dallas tells Wyatt, "Put your hands on the dash." And I thought something weird was going on.
yeah, I thought he was about to get him or something.
Yeah, Wyatt like complies, and then he's just like, "What do we do now?" He's like, "Just look straight ahead. Don't move." A bunch of cars start pulling up. They circle the vehicle. A dude in a wife beater gets out and like
Yeah,
taps the glass with his pistol.
yeah.
It's
I
like, "You
was
boys took a wrong turn."
yeah, I was thinking, oh, he should. you should probably maybe just knock on the window with your hand. Like that would for me would be
Well,
better.
his hands were full, to be
With
fair.
the said gun, of course. Also, it's great. Just put your finger right on that trigger. Just keep it on there all times. No big deal.
He says you boys took a wrong turn. Dallas is like, well, we're looking for somebody. The guy's like, who you looking for? And Wyatt's like, we don't know. He's like, well, who the sent you? And he's like, Ida Red. And then the guy's like, he nods like, okay, I know what's going on.
That
He's
was
like,
cool.
all right, well, follow me. And it cuts to a scene. We have a church leader played by Bruce Davis giving Wyatt and Dallas a rundown on this operation that he has on deck with a $10 million payout.
Yeah, and the aesthetic in this scene is so cool and so black. There's Black Jesus at the
It's
Last
the
Supper.
Zion Church, North Tulsa. It's the Zion Church in North Tulsa.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
get
why
that.
she had Zion.
I'm an idiot. I didn't get that, but it was really cool looking. Like all the black culture stuff, like was really cool.
And apparently, so like this private airport that this preacher guy, I guess he's been like scoping a job out. Apparently, he does this on the side.
Does
I
he
mean,
say the airport's in Sand Springs?
it's
Is that
all
right?
implied. Yeah, I think so. Or yeah, no, all this stuff's implied. He says, yeah, there's an airport, a private airport in Sand Springs, and like every month, all of these like big business people, oilmen, get together for meetings, deals, fun, and whatever, and they carry lots and lots of cash on them. And they don't like cash from deals that they don't report. So it's like shady, uh, I don't know, like shady business money, if you
Yeah.
want to call it.
And so the beauty of it is you could just take their money, and since it's illegal, they can't call the cops. So they can't do anything. They just have to watch you
Exactly.
take it.
I love that.
Easy pickings. Nothing could go
So
wrong.
the guys take this job, even though it sounds like a lot could go wrong, but the
Man, nothing could go wrong.
like the things they do have on their side, I guess the pros outweigh the cons on this one. So the boys do take the job. We cut to a scene with Darla rolling up on her bike to see douchebag Pete. He's hanging out with all his buds, guys
Ugh,
and girls, and then
yeah,
like
this guy.
she tries to say hi to him, and he kind of like just is like cold to her. And then one of his buddies is like, "What's your name?" And she's like, "Darla." And he's like, "Oh, you're the girl he smashed in the bathroom." And
He says tagged, I
or
think,
tag, yeah.
which is like just the way he says it is so degrading. Like, ugh.
So she like storms off, all pissed off. We cut to Dallas. He's in his business attire. He's scoping out that airport. He's like doing, all the like. He's getting the grand tour, pretending like he's pretending he's gonna do business
Yeah.
there. And we see him get pulled over after that by Bodie and Lawrence, and they're kind of like pressing him about, hey, we saw a little bird, and he said that well, he basically ratted him out,
Yeah.
and he's like, well, if you guys really have some evidence, either bust me now or fuck off,
I
essentially.
love what he says specifically.
Oh,
It's
the,
so
the
great.
taking your old man to work day, because he was like the yes the old Bodie's on one side of the car, the older officer gentleman is on the other side of the passenger side, and he's like, "Will you roll down the window for my partner?" And he's like, "Oh, that's your partner? I thought it was take your old man to work day."
And then he says, I love this line. I put it in my notes. He's like, well, I guess you got me. I'll go ahead and confess if you get in the back here and give me a gummer and finish me
Yes.
off or whatever he says. And I was like, I'll confess to everything. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
He tells him to get his greasy fingers off his car.
Yeah. Oh, man,
I
this
love
guy,
it.
top-notch villain.
Top notch.
He reminds me a little bit of Negan, more from the comics than the show, because the comics he could swear a lot.
He is an
So,
unhinged
Just a
madman.
just a loose cannon. I don't care. Death wish. I'm gonna say everything I want to everyone right now. Great character.
We cut back to Wyatt. He's in a car lot, and one of the employees informs him somebody's in your office. And lo and behold, it's old Stuart Prince, that lawyer from TV that they kidnapped earlier.
Yeah.
He
Who,
went back. Oh my God, that takes balls.
just the opposite of what he should be doing in this
Yeah.
situation.
So, yeah, Stu's there apparently to give him the shakedown. He claims he did a lot of digging about Wyatt and his family, and he basically shakes him down for more money. He asks for $1 million, and Wyatt's like, no, just straight up, no.
That's way too much. You don't start with 100 grand and then tell the guys that kidnapped you, I want $1 million.
Yeah.
That's just too
It
much.
was just
It's
very.
nine
It
more
was
of
just a
those.
bad move all around on Stewart's part.
You know what I would do? I would first off wouldn't surprise him. I would let him know I was coming. I would send him a gift basket, and I might briefly just shake his hand and tell him, "Hey, sir, I just want to let you know, if you ever need any of that money back, I haven't spent none of it. You need it back, sir.
Yeah.
I'm here for you."
Stewart asks, like, hey, it's your mom. You put a price on it, and
Yeah.
he agrees to taking 200,000 more. And he's like, and I love how he's like, but I get to keep the 100,000 from earlier.
Yeah.
So he gets 300,000 in total. Uh, and it,
He's ballsy going into business for himself
I
like
know.
that, but all right.
There's just certain people you don't try to strike deals with. He's lucky Dallas wasn't there. That's all.
Yeah.
We cut to Darla. Darla is like pouting over the douchebag, and her mom, Jeannie, and first of all, Jeannie is like the only decent person in this family. Like, I
Yeah.
really sympathize with this woman a lot. Like, she's going through hell, she's going through everything.
Yeah.
But she's trying to console her daughter, quote unquote daughter. She said, Shanna Davis's mom called and she told me what happened. I'm sorry. First of all, lols. Shanna Davis's mom needs to mind her own
Yeah.
business. What the
Get a
Shanna's
hobby.
mom? Yeah, get a hobby. Stop. What the hell? Talk about something else. Anyway, Jeannie says, you could tell me stuff like this. I'm your mom. And Darla's like, no, you're not. I know you're not my mom. You're not my mom. My whole life is a lie. You're not my mom. You're my sister. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that's when we find out officially Jeannie is just Darla's sister.
Mm.
Darla storms out. She steals Bodhi's gun on the way out.
Oh, and this is, I can't wait for this. This is great. This is a really girl power scene, in my opinion.
And there's some like duffel bag tomfoolery is what I called it. Like, they show some guy, he stops by, he grabs a duffel bag out of a car and puts it in another car and drives off. Then we cut to the scene where my homie James Whitecloud, he's in it, and Dallas is going to him and asking him, basically he needs a drop rig, SUV, fully loaded, rattles off this list of all the stuff they need for the big airport job that they're getting ready to do. And James Whitecloud's character, he says, this is downtown Dallas, like, not downtown Dallas, he was saying that to Dallas, the character. So he's talking about downtown Tulsa, and Dallas said he knows he's going to need those tunnels, the Tulsa tunnels.
Mm.
Do you know about the downtown Tulsa tunnels?
The DTT.
Yeah.
I'm down with DTT. No,
No,
I'm not
there are
familiar.
there are tunnels in downtown Tulsa, and it goes back to like the early 1920s, maybe even before that, actually. But
No, I
yeah,
was
there were.
born in Tulsa, but I have honestly, until right now, never heard of this. Is this like that city that's like under Atlanta or whatever?
I
Like
don't.
the secret city?
There are so many different conspiracy theories about these tunnels, so I don't even know what they really were for anymore.
Tulsa tunnels. I don't know
Yeah,
anything. Did we
definitely
just
look
turn
these
into a
up.
conspiracy podcast? The
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 downtown
Oklahoma
Tulsa
octopus and the
tunnels.
downtown Tulsa tunnels of terror.
The next scene is the scene you're talking about. Douchebag Pete. He's outside. He's taking the trash out of the burger joint he's working at. He's smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
And you want to tell him what happens?
So a guy dressed all in black, a person, excuse me,
Person.
dressed all
We
in
don't
black.
know the gender.
Yeah, with a black hoodie, just someone that looks like they're just real fed up with some toxic male behavior, and they just real fed up. So they come in, they pull the gun on him, rob him. He's I thought they were going to show him peeing on himself because at one point the camera like goes up his leg, and I thought, oh, for sure, maybe it's just kind of implying like it didn't, yeah, but he totally bitches out. He screams and cries. She gets him to open up
Bitches, he had a gun pointed to his head. What are you talking about? Bitches out.
Yeah, well, where's that BD energy that he had about? Oh, I tagged you in the bathroom
All he
and
did
told
was
all my homies.
all he did was say he hit it. That's not.
First off,
This is you are justifying
First off, we are-
her pulling a gun on a man.
Well, that's what happens when you slut shame. You shouldn't slut shame. You should slut celebrate. You know, instead of saying, "Oh yeah, I tagged her in the bathroom," you should be like, "Dude, guys, like, look, I got to do this in the bathroom. What a great person that I got to hang out with." That's you should do the opposite. But he paid the price, and yeah, well, it wasn't
He got
loaded.
what he deserved.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah, exactly. Well, it wasn't loaded, so it doesn't even count. It's like
Jesus,
in real
I
life.
didn't know it wasn't loaded. Did she know it wasn't loaded? Because she clearly pulled the trigger.
She
You
did.
heard it.
There
You
was
heard
a dry
it.
click.
And that blew my mind. She ran out the back. She was shaking.
Well, you can see her eyes, and so I do think, like, you're right. I think maybe she thought it was loaded.
She was gonna kill him. She
Yeah.
was literally gonna kill him. All for what? Because he made an offhanded comment.
You sound like you're defending these
I'm not.
toxic man.
And
It's a
I'm
little
not.
too much. Here.
I'm not defending him. But
Whose
Jesus
side are you on,
Christ,
brother?
Look, I'm gonna edit this in a way to where I'm very supportive of Darla's alleged.
But I did not know that it
Crimes.
was her, honestly, until, well, yeah, I could tell kind of like halfway through or whatever because of her slight frame. But it's really cool the way it's done because it's just, she has the hoodie kind
Oh,
of zipped up.
I knew right away. I had a feeling anyway. Cause I remembered the gun. I remember.
Well, see,
she
because
took
the other
gun.
scene previously in the movie where there was already a store robbery, so I thought, oh, it's some other guy. Like, I thought it was maybe a different character we hadn't seen. I didn't immediately figure it was her. But yeah, and then she's all shaken. She got that money, though.
God, I just can't believe she was gonna shoot him. She was gonna fucking kill him for
She
that.
just wanted to scare him, you know. No, when she dry fires it, yeah, her eyes look very surprised, like, oh shit, damn it.
We cut back to Wyatt. He's coming home. He finds Darla there asleep. He like notices the gun on the nightstand next to her, and he just kind of casually takes it, and then he falls asleep on the couch. He wakes up. He takes her home. We cut to them like dropping her off, and like Jeannie, his sister, meets him out on the porch, and she's just immediately like, "Do you know how bad you've messed her up?" And basically like blames Wyatt for all of Darla's problems. And man, there was a great scene on in this. This was a great scene. Like there was a great part in this scene where Wyatt, he says like "F Bodie," and she just like loses her mind. Jeannie, she's like, "No, f you.
Yeah.
You don't talk about my husband that way. You know, like he is a good man. He's the only one like doing something good. You'd rather me be with like some piece of shit that used to beat me, some criminal."
Yeah.
Which kind of implies that she was with Dallas before, which would make sense.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And we do know Dallas is not the nicest guy in the world,
Not
so
great
it
morally.
does fit that he would put hands on her and that
Yeah.
she would find. I guess that goes back to what I said earlier. Like, how does she end up with a cop if she's from this big crime family? Maybe she's just sick of being with all this instability, and like she met a guy with stability, and he just happens to be a cop.
So she,
But I do find it funny that she's not getting slapped around by her cop husband.
right? Yeah, the 40%, Google 40%.
Yeah.
But yeah, because that's the joke I was gonna make. Yeah.
Yeah, we cut to Ida Red's parole hearing. She pleads her case. You know,
what a-
she's just my evil woman, just evil.
What just an absolute great this scene. Just please proceed. But this is seriously, this is a great. It reminded me of like maybe like a turn in wrestling. It was kind of shocking.
I won't even speak much to her words because they were all empty, and like she once again she pled her case and made excuses at the same time as making her apology.
Yeah.
Like she was making excuses and she mentions at one point, she says, like how her husband died because of a plan she made, and she said, I mean, a mistake I made,
Yeah.
like she corrected herself, and it was just something so beautifully evil to it. Like this woman
Like
is
the mask clipped for a second. The real her was talking, and she went, "Oh,
yeah,
the
yeah.
squares can hear me. I gotta."
But like she is really, she's like an awful person. She's just the worst. Anyway, but she pleads her case, and ultimately she gets shut down. And that son of a bitch, Stewart, he double crosses him.
That's what I'm talking about. It's such a double cross. That's the word I'm looking for. They then this is the character that already. I mean, he already
Oh
asked for
yeah.
more money, and so you're like, okay, well, he's done. His thirst is quenched now, so he'll go along and do everything they say. And the reaction of I forget the actor's name, but he's like a bigger guy that's sitting over
Oh,
there with
Mark
the
Jr. Or Mark Boone Jr.,
yeah,
the lawyer.
oh my god, and he's like, what? No, he
Oh,
just screams in the courtroom like you're
oh
dead.
yeah. I know. I put that in my notes because like you know he's screaming at the parole guy Stewart, and because he wishes her a peaceful passing, and that really
Oh
pissed the
yeah,
lawyer off. He's
that's
like,
right.
what did you say? No, you apologized to her, and he screams. And bear in mind, this is a lawyer apparently screaming in a parole hearing.
Yeah,
You're a dead man at one of the parole board
yeah.
guys. So
I thought
that's
that
a
would be
little that took me out a little.
like in contempt of court or something like
Yeah,
that. But no,
he would be arrested for
I
sure.
thought it was great because at this point, seriously, they've already set up that this lawyer guy. It appears like, hey, he's kind of slimy. He asked for more money. He's kind of greedy. But he's one of them. He's gonna be on their side. And so, as the viewer watching this parole hearing scene, we assume I did. It was just gonna go along like normal, and he's gonna lie and say she's ready to get out, and she's gonna get out, and no,
No,
he's like no. He goes, I don't think she's fit, and then adds that comment
he
about I
did the
wish you.
double turn.
Oh, it's just brilliant. Just anybody listening to the sound of my voice, this is one of the best scenes of the whole movie. Just great. Just a great turn on him. Just a big F you. You gave me $300,000, but you didn't give me $1 million, so
Yeah, that's what
should
it all boiled back down to.
have gave him that mill.
I
Oh
guess so.
man.
In the end.
Like how much is your mom's stuff worth, bro? Wish you a great passing. What the
Ugh. Anyway, Benny informs Wyatt that her bail got denied. Wyatt's distraught. Dallas is with him. He's still down to do that airport job. Since it was fairly easy peasy, right?
yeah.
They do cut to the airport job, and it was fairly simple. They just rolled up on these dudes and told them to get the fuck on the ground. They
Yeah.
got on the ground, in and out. They got the money, and then it kind of shows Bodie get a call, and he's like, "I'll be right there. I'll be right there." And we get some nice shots of downtown Tulsa, and then Wyatt and Dallas, they're like jammed up downtown because there's cops everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're like, what are we going to do? We can't go anywhere. And, finally they just decide we're going to shoot our way out.
I see. For a second, I
I don't
thought
think that was the best move, but whatever.
what they should have said was, "Well, we did our best, man. We really tried, but just stuff's working against us. So let's go visit her mom and give her, tell her we love her through the glass, and let's go home and just
Enjoy our freedom.
yeah, enjoy our freedom. Watch something on TV and go to sleep. Have a good night. Good night's sleep.
That's
Take care
not,
of her."
that's
That's
not what
not
they
at
did.
all what they did. They're like, we're gonna arm up and we're
We
gonna
are
get our
going to
mom.
blast our way out.
Yeah.
And, that's what they did.
Very
Basically.
reminiscent of Heat. I really liked how this looked because it's in broad daylight downtown Tulsa. Beautiful shots, great violence.
Lawrence and Bodie finally arrive in time for the shootout. Dallas tells Wyatt to get the fuck out of here. Like, he has no plans on leaving there alive.
No.
Which is kind of cool because we found out earlier that Wyatt's dad died by staying behind for Dallas because they were like, we think the person that got away was Dallas.
Yeah.
And so Dallas, in turn, stays behind for Wyatt. Wyatt,
What a nice
reluctantly, I'm trying to paint Dallas as a hero here.
Yeah, that's what it
As a
sounds like.
great man.
Rest in peace, brother.
Okay.
Remember you.
Anyway, Dallas kills two cops as Wyatt makes a break for it. Eventually, Dallas gets a little, overly brazen, and he stands out in the open, firing rounds in every direction until Lawrence, just in the most nonchalant manner, walks around his SUV and just shoots Dallas in the head
Yeah.
with his cartoon western like pistol.
Yosemite Sam pistol.
And just the sound of the sound of the gunfire made Wyatt stop dead in his tracks for some reason, as if he knew that was the shot that killed Dallas. After he had that spider tingle moment, he continues running through the buildings and tunnels, and he comes across a directory board. And I'm like, "What are you doing? Now's not the time." And he looks to the directory board, and then it shows him waiting in the elevator, and he puts his long rifle over his shoulder, and he pulls out his side pistol, which happens to be Bodhi's gun that he took from Darla earlier. And it shows him stop by the office of old Stuart Prince, the fucking parole board guy.
Yeah. Oh, I loved how he gets it. It just looks great.
And his Stu looks like he's seen a ghost. And he, before he could even get out or plead his case, I mean, I think he said, "Look, she was gonna die anyway," or something like that.
Like he was he was being a dick, but in his mind, he thought at the last minute,
Yeah.
I'll just be reasonable. Listen,
Yeah.
she was gonna die anyway, man.
Yeah.
Who cares?
And Wyatt took that about as well as you could imagine.
Yeah.
And just shoots the piece of shit.
Yeah, and like we mentioned earlier about the CG windows, this scene is not CG. It looks so beautiful looking downtown Tulsa. I don't know what exact building it is, but it was really shot there. It looks really nice.
Yeah, it was just a great scene all around because the Stewart finally gets his comeuppance.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
It's like, you know what, I'm in a life and death thing, but you know what, I gotta stop off real quick and just see a guy real quick, and then I'll pop back down the elevator. And
Yeah. Now I'll go back to my getting away with it thing.
It's like a Grand Theft Auto mission.
Wyatt cuts through more of the building, and he goes to this car that's parked in the alley, and that's the car that my buddy James, his character, he set that up. That's who
nice.
Dallas went to earlier. He said, "I need these cars," and blah blah blah. So that's how they got there. If you were wondering,
was he the native guy that
Yeah.
they talked to?
the native dude.
What did you say his name was? He had a really cool
I don't
name.
remember. They didn't. I don't know if they said it in the thing or not.
thought maybe
It's
you said
Chua.
What did you say? Like maybe the
Oh,
actor's
James
name?
Whitecloud.
Whitecloud.
That's just
yeah,
his regular old name.
that's a really cool name.
Bodhi closes in on Wyatt from behind, and he's got him at gunpoint. He says, "Don't move." And naturally, Wyatt, moving, like kind of turns around to see, make sure it's Bodhi, and I'm guessing he makes sure Bodhi has his vest on. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt here. Because next thing you know, he just turns around and shoots Bodhi right in the chest. Bam.
Yeah.
Then he wipes his prints off the gun and lays it next to Bodhi because it's Bodhi's gun.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that until you said that, but yeah, that makes perfect sense now. Yeah. It was nice. Give him his gun back.
Shot in the chest first, but you get it back. We cut to Benny. He's in a diner, which, by the way, is Ollie's Diner in Tulsa. It's known because of it. They have a train, and this little train goes around with pies on it, and you can get your pies off the train. It's a cute little gimmick. So if you're ever in Tulsa, Oklahoma, check out Ollie's Diner.
That sounds really delicious, actually.
We're gonna get pie after this.
Yeah.
It cuts to Benny. Benny's in that diner. He's getting a call from Wyatt. Wyatt's asking how bad everything is. Benny's like, "Well, it's not great. Dallas is dead. There's dead cops. There's dead private security. There's a dead lawyer, and you even managed to kill the meter maid." So things aren't great. Wyatt says he thinks he knows a way he can get Ida out. And Benny says they only want one thing. And Wyatt acknowledges that, and he says, "That's fine. Just don't tell Ida, or don't tell her." Yeah. It cuts to Benny. He's got Ida in the passenger seat. He meets Wyatt out in the middle of nowhere on the side of the road. Benny says she held on just long enough for Wyatt to get her out. Wyatt hugs Benny and says, "I want you to keep 20%. Hold on to the rest. I'll let you know what to do with it when the time comes." And he hands him a key. Yeah. It cuts to Wyatt and Ida driving away in the car.
It's kind of a sad moment, even though she's such a villain.
Yeah, all things considered. If you just think of it as a son and a mother, and you just kind of think of it on that term, like, yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, jokes aside, yeah, it did when he's like, hey, mom," like she
Yeah.
passes and he's trying to. That was a little sad. Even for horrible
Even,
characters,
yeah,
still, it's like,
that just shows you how layered real people are,
yeah,
in real life. The final scene, it's Wyatt and Ida driving away. Ida thanks Wyatt. He tells her to get some rest. Ida stares out at one last sunset. She leans out the window to let the sun hit her one last time. She closes her eyes, and she dies soon after. Wyatt checks on her, but he realizes she's dead. And then we hear sirens.
yeah. And then I couldn't help but think, man, they did all that work just for that. Like, it's nice that she got to not pass in prison. That's great. But she was out for like 10 minutes. And then she
But she
passed.
didn't have to die in there, and that was all she wanted. She just said, I
Yes.
just don't let me die in here. And that was her only wish. And she got her only wish.
I mean, I guess, but they had to pay a lot for that. 300 grand right off the top.
Oh, yeah. And her son's freedom, because I don't know if you clock that.
Yeah.
What do you think it was that Wyatt told to Benny on the phone? He said, I think I know a way we can get her out. And how did Benny get her in that car?
I don't know.
Well, I surmised that Wyatt turned himself in to have that one moment with his mom. He
Huh.
said, if you let my mom out and you let me have this moment with her, I'll tell you where the money is, like, or he probably said this, and he's like, and you'll get me. I will give
Huh.
up.
I didn't even know. That's really
That's
cool.
kind of how I took it, and I don't even know if that's right, but that's how I took it.
Well, that's kind of makes sense in my head now. Because, yeah, I was thinking with all the cool shootouts and stuff, I was thinking, well, there's got to be a scene where they come in and, hook a winch up to the thing and pull
Yeah.
the doors off or something. But, yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
Because at the end, Lawrence, the hard ass cop, he tells Bodie, it's your call, buddy, and he's like, just let him drive. He'll pull over when he's ready.
That's cool.
And it's like, because Bodie knows that's his like brother-in-law, or so he's like, he'll pull over. That we've all agreed to this,
Yeah.
and so that's what I got out of it. And I think I love the way they kind of left it open. You have to use your own brain to kind of put these things together. They
I,
didn't hold her hand and
yeah.
they didn't spell it out for us.
I love when filmmakers do that. We've mentioned that before, and both of us like that's something we respond to. It's like you watch movies. You shouldn't have to be spoon fed. You should pay attention to the movie,
Yeah.
and you can. Sometimes it's hard. I'll be honest. I don't always get everything, as you can hear, but yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. Very smart.
And it closes out on him. It fades to black with 4 cop cars on Wyatt's tail. And then it says 2 years later, shows Darla talking to Ida's gravestone, and it's next to Dallas's as well. She says, "See you later, Mom and Dad." So that just once again confirms everything. And you can see kind of in the background a car like creep by in the background, but it doesn't really, like, there's never any main focus on it.
Mm.
And then when Darla walks back to her car, she discovers the duffel bag full of cash in the
Yeah.
back with a pistol. And then she goes and visits Wyatt in prison. And she's like, "Oh, yeah, I saw Mom and Dad today." And they do that. They do the hand touch through the glass, just like he did with Ida.
Yeah.
And he's like, uh, he asked if she's doing all right out there. And, like, I don't know if you clocked the face, like the grin she gave him back, she was like, "Yeah, just fine." And right as she goes to move her hand, and we want to see what maybe something is written on Wyatt's hand, and she goes to move her hand, and the film ends.
Yeah.
It leaves you on like a cliffhanger type of feel.
Well, what I got from it is she's the new
Ida Red,
Yeah.
yeah, me too. I love it, and
Yeah.
so
Girl power.
it's like John Swab kind of left a little open. Like maybe we could revisit, Ida Red 2 down the line
Oh,
somewhere.
that would be cool.
But it's like he left his universe open. But I
Yeah.
thought it was a great movie, a cool, like, once again, when I talk about indie films in Oklahoma, this one did not feel like an indie film. It felt like a huge Hollywood production.
Yeah, it did.
It
That's what
just
I.
happened to be in Tulsa.
Yeah, it felt like a total legit movie, and I don't mean to imply anything like it's
Yeah.
not. That's weird how I worded that, but like, no, it felt like a. I say a regular movie, but it didn't. If you watch this as a fan, like I did, I didn't. I went into it blind. I didn't Wikipedia it or nothing, and to me, it seemed like a cool movie. I would have definitely would. You know, if there were still rental stores, I would check out. I would spend a few bucks on to check out. I think
Absolutely.
it's worth it. If you guys are listening and heard us ramble on about this movie, if you get a chance to watch it, whatever streaming service
Yeah,
it's
it's
on,
got to be out there on one of them.
yeah, I would totally recommend it. It's a fun movie, and if you're from Oklahoma, like it's really beautiful shots
Makes
of
it even
a
more
good
fun.
city.
You get to like criticize it under your Oklahoma microscope.
Yeah,
We've lived in Oklahoma long enough to know what is and isn't Oklahoma authentic.
yeah, and this definitely was like the one guy they had the I forget his name that had the bulletproof vest that got shot in the bulletproof vest.
Bodie,
Yeah. So Bodie, the way he looks, I meant to mention this earlier because I wrote it down in my notes. He looks like so many people in Oklahoma I've seen. I actually had a friend in McAllister who looked just like this guy. They don't shave their head all the way. It's like on a one or a two, buzz their head, and they have a trimmed beard, wear jeans and a shirt, little chubby, like that. That's so authentic. That look.
And shout out to John Swab, man. Like, he's another Oklahoma guy out there doing big moves. He's about to make a movie with Will Smith. Actually, I'm sure we'll have news about that.
That's cool. I can't wait to watch more stuff from this filmmaker. I'm so glad that I went into it blind, not knowing anything about it, because yeah, it was really solid. Really surprised me how just I don't mean to even say like, oh, it's a good movie, great movie. It was for me. I don't judge stuff that way exactly. I think about like, was it fun? Was it worth sitting through an hour and I think 50 something minutes? Yeah, absolutely. It kept me engaged. The Dallas is a horrifying character who I really love. He's the MVP of the movie, I
Oh
think.
hell yeah,
I mean, they all did a really good job, but like, what a good movie.
yeah. I thought, yeah,
What a fun movie.
just a really really fun find. If you guys can check it out, do it. It's called Ida Red. It was shot in 2021. So look up Ida Red 2021 film.
Oh, and also it definitely gets a big fat star from us because of the fact, or however our ranking should be. I'm going to say a big fat Oklahoma star, because it does one thing that we always love here on the show is they do not lean into the stereotypical hillbilly accent. You can tell this was made by someone who has lived here and been through this area. Because sometimes people just hear about Oklahoma, they assume it's just, well, it's the South, and they
We
all
all
talk
talk like this.
yeah, and in real life now, currently, they don't really talk like that. You might hear a little tiny bit of tiny bit from some people, but overall, no. So that should be like our special award, our non our non slang hillbilly talk word
And
award.
as always,
We'll work on that.
fuck IPAs, the devil's beer. It's gross. You're a hipster if you like it. And stay tuned for more episodes because we got plenty more on the way because there are several fucking Oklahoma made movies. When I started this, I thought maybe there would be like 10 episodes and we
Right.
could quit, but oh my God, I think I got us in over our heads.
There's a lot of them. Keep them coming from Oklahoma. We will on this show. We will eat anything that the Oklahoma filmmakers put on our plate.
Exactly.
We will consume it all and let you know.
We might even ask for seconds
Yeah.
or sequels. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Oklahoma History and Film. Stay safe out there. Peace.